Forgiveness is not a place like it comes from a place of like extreme amount of strength, right? And sometimes people are going to tell you that forgiving people is something weak. Like, man, I can't believe you forgave that person. How could you do that? Right? Sometimes even yourself inside, you have an internal conflict. You're like, man, I can't believe I don't want to forgive this person. And then you like really look back on yourself like, should I really forgive him? Like, no, I can't forgive him, right? You fight that internal battle back and forth, right? If you guys don't know, I got good and evil tattooed on my shoulders. Because sometimes like you never know, right? The good and evil is just like basically talking to you. The good side wants to do this, but the bad side wants to do something different, right? That's the internal conflict is constantly going on inside of you guys. And forgiveness is definitely one of those things that inside, whether you're dealing with something really big, that's huge, or something that's really small. We've all been hurt in some type of way by somebody, right? We all been hurt by somebody, yes? Who's still holding on to something right now? Who's still holding on to a grudge or something they haven't forgiven somebody for, right? There was a dude that was in kindergarten that stole my butter cookies. And when I see that dude, like on this day, I'm telling you, when I see him, he catching hands. You know what I mean? I'm glad his mom took him out of that school. Elementary, I ain't seen him since, right? But if I see him to this day, I know for myself, I need to let him go. It's just butter cookies. I make a lot more money now. I could probably buy my own butter cookies. But it's principle. He stole butter cookies, I ain't forgave him, right? Again, huge thing, little thing, butter cookies. But everybody's had somebody who's physically hurt you or mentally hurt you or said something that really hurt your feelings or done something really bad to you. And it's really hard to find that strength to be able to forgive somebody. But just like Chantel told you guys, right? To find that strength, when she realized when she was able to forgive a person and to really let that go, she felt free, right? Holding on to that resentment and that type of revenge. You ever been revengeful? Everybody been vengeful before? Like, man, I want to get this person back. Everybody's done that, right? I've done it before. You know, some of you guys probably still doing it today, right? But you got to let that go. You got to let that go. And it's not about forgiving that person. Sometimes forgiveness is about not even hearing the apology from another person or not even hearing them even saying sorry, right? But you got to forgive them for yourself. Forgiveness is not about the other person. It'll always be about you. It's about freeing yourself, about freeing your mind, and about getting past to a place to where you need to grow and you need to continue to heal. Just like Chantel said today, like her doing one push-up, to you guys, man, that ain't that big of a deal. But to her, that's huge. Come from where she came from, when she was at a position to where she was mentally weak, she was mentally broken down, she was mentally like shut away from the world, and she was acting out and doing a lot of bad things. Probably people in this room probably also doing because of anger and because of things were holding on inside of us. She was able to get past that. And that's the freeness that I want all you guys sitting here to feel, right? That freeness of being able to forgive a person and the little tiny little small goals you thought you probably couldn't accomplish before. You're gonna see how easy it's gonna be for you guys to accomplish it. Because you're not worried about somebody else. That resentment, that revenge, that not ability to be able to forgive somebody is holding you hostage right now. You're a slave to that type of mentality. And it's holding you down, and it's keeping you away from being free. You're never gonna forget what happened to you. Nobody's ever gonna tell you forget something, right? Some people may tell you like, man, just forget it and move on. Nah, that ain't gonna happen. That's not how we are. That's not human nature. We don't just forget things, right? What we can do is we can forgive people, right? I can tell you like, man, like I forgive you. I ain't gonna forget what you done, but I'm past it. That don't mean I gotta associate with you no more. We don't gotta be cool, but I forgive you. I'm moving on. You know what I mean? You ever had people like that? Like friends that just like do something to you and be like, man, like I really don't want to mess with you. We cool, but I don't want to mess with you no more. We done that before? Anybody? Yeah. The other person I want you guys to forgive is yourself. Right? It's really hard to forgive ourselves sometimes. You guys ever done something to just make you feel like crap? Yeah? Everybody's done something to make them feel like crap, right? Like, man, I can't believe I've done. I think we talked about that like last week, right, Emily? Right?
And if you haven't, you will.
Yeah, exactly, right? Because if you care about yourself and you care about how you act and you care about your personalities and you have a conscience, then you're gonna feel bad about some things you do. Right? Some people don't even really care. They just kind of like do some things and don't even care what happens. They don't care about the consequences, none of those things, right? But if you have a conscience, you really care about your actions. And a lot of times it's really hard to forgive yourself. You ever have to forgive yourself for something, right? You ever hurt somebody? Who's hurt somebody here? Everybody's hurt somebody. Who's forgiving themselves for hurting somebody? Only a few of you guys, right? Just like Jen said, it's probably, if you haven't had it happen to you before, it's going to happen, right? Because life is about making mistakes. It's about growing from those things. And that's what it means to also forgive. It's also about growing from your mistakes. Even though you did something that affected somebody and did something that hurt somebody and you did something you really didn't like about yourself, like, man, I can't believe I actually did that. But you have to look at that situation as a situation to grow, a situation to become way stronger, a situation to become better than what you were before you actually made that mistake. Life is about mistakes. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to put yourself in a position to where you're going to have to forgive yourself for doing something wrong. It's okay to do something wrong. It's okay. Take a chance. Go out on a limb. But just know you mess up. Have that strength enough to forgive yourself and continue to push forward. Sometimes people are going to hold you back. They're going to tell you, man, like, I can't believe you did that. Right? They're going to keep pushing you down. I'm like, yo, like, I don't care if you forgive me. I already forgave myself, and I'm trying to continue to make myself better. Because at the end of the day, who's the most important person to you?
My
Yourself.
mama.
Your mama, right? Exactly.